So the TMP was started before the pre-construction meeting where we had a meeting with CDOT, public information, the contractor's PIM, as well as key project personnel. After that meeting, the contractor developed the TMP, sent it in for review. We provided some comments and went through that iterative process of getting it fully approved in all aspects of it. Yeah, my involvement with developing the TMP started with the preliminary meeting and then kind of every step of the review process until we got an approved TMP. Then after approval and during construction, any modifications to the TMP were either initiated by myself or was something that we discussed. As we went into construction, we definitely made numerous modifications to the TMP. I think the initial TMP was fairly bare bones, and as we came across some unanticipated issues, that's when we made modifications and kept on adding on to it. We held meetings with key staff and stakeholders to discuss all aspects of the project. The TMP and work zone safety, public information was all part of that. Anyone could bring up issues, and that's when we would make plans to make modifications or reinforce what was working well, what wasn't working, and float new ideas around and make any modifications. Typically, modifications were made when something either wasn't working well or we thought it could be improved. The main modifications that were made were to various MHTs. MHTs are the methods of handling traffic. They're drawn up by traffic control personnel, approved initially by the contractor superintendent, and then by either myself or a member of my CM team. There were safety issues that we weren't able to staff certain traffic control setups effectively, which ended up delaying work. So we made modifications and found other ways to safely set traffic control and get the work done. So one of the primary things that we worked with, and that I think all projects work with, are the allowable lane closure hours and figuring out the best way to effectively execute the work with what's allowed. All of our work went through various intersections with local roads, some of which, and one in particular, was the sole access point for a neighborhood. So we had to ensure that access was maintained both for the residents and people getting in and out, but especially for emergency vehicles at all time, should there be some sort of issue that they need to address. As we paved through these intersections, we wanted to make sure to phase the paving in such a way that as soon as the paver was approaching the intersection, we were good to go and could just pave as quickly through it as possible. We also tried to time that with the time of the night that had the lowest traffic counts. And then in addition to that, while we closed it, we made sure that there was at least a contingency route for any emergency vehicles to get in should they need it. Every night we were moving through an intersection, we made sure that either myself or a member of my construction management staff, the prime contractor, and any subcontractors were all on the same page that we were good to go. So if any issue did come up, then we'd go ahead and halt the work through there until we were able to resolve it. We didn't give the go-ahead until we were all comfortable.